Whether they played heroes, villains, or something in between, all these Wizarding World veterans are sorely missed. The first magical being that 11-year-old Harry Potter meets is Rubeus Hagrid, a mostly gentle half-giant sent to deliver him some life-changing news.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
The gamekeeper at Hogwarts, and eventually the professor of care of magical creatures. Hagrid has been a fan-favorite Harry Potter character ever since he first rode in on his flying motorcycle. Don't let his 8.5-foot-tall frame fool you. He's a trusted ally and a loyal friend. Hagrid was perfectly embodied by Scottish actor Robbie Coltrane, who brought him to life in all 8 Harry Potter movies. He was previously best known for his extensive resume as a character actor in British films and TV shows, not to mention his 3 BAFTA TV awards for the crime series Cracker. On October 14, 2022, Coltrane died at a hospital in Scotland following a period of poor health. He was 72. One of the most important and powerful witches in the Harry Potter universe, Minerva McGonagall, played by Dame Maggie Smith, comes off as stern and imperious, particularly to her students in a Transfiguration class at Hogwarts. She's got a tough exterior, sure, but she cares deeply for her students and always sticks up for what's right. As Dumbledore's right-hand woman, the deputy headmistress of Hogwarts, and the leader of Gryffindor House, she's definitely someone you'll want on your side if you find yourself up against some Death Eaters.
Why is it, when something happens, it is always you 3?
Outside of the Wizarding world, Smith was known for playing the acid-tongued Violet Crawley in the Downton Abbey franchise, as well as her years on the stage in England. On September 27, 2024, Smith's family confirmed to multiple outlets that the veteran actor had passed away at a London hospital at the age of 89. As soon as Harry Potter arrives at his new home at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, he meets his professors, immediately clashing with the school's potions master, Severus Snape. Throughout the series, Snape unfairly antagonizes Harry and his friends, deducting points over small mistakes and squabbles and favoring students from Slytherin House.
Mr. Potter, our new celebrity.
However, as it turns out, Snape was helping Harry all along. As a childhood friend of Harry's mother, Lily, Snape was always in love with her, and he pretended to serve Voldemort while reporting to Dumbledore, risking his life as a double agent. Alan Rickman was the perfect choice to play the enigmatic Snape, who turns out to be one of the series' most complex characters. Rickman brought this character to life, becoming a beloved figure to millions of Potter fans. In 2016, Rickman lost his life to pancreatic cancer, and fans, fellow actors, and co-stars alike paid their tributes to Rickman. The role of Albus Dumbledore, Harry's wizened, caring mentor throughout the series, required an actor with enough gravitas and heart to bring this part to life. And for the first 2 Harry Potter films, Richard Harris played the character to absolute perfection. A gentle giant whose kindness is never diminished by his incredible power, Dumbledore serves as Harry's makeshift father figure and personal teacher, sharing his boundless wisdom with Harry as he gets older. Dumbledore doesn't lose his life until the 6th film, but unfortunately, audiences lost the first Dumbledore after only the 2nd installment. After making 2 Potter films, Harris was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease in 2002, and after he was hospitalized with pneumonia, he died in a London hospital. When Richard Harris died after filming Chamber of Secrets, there was no way to avoid recasting the character of Albus Dumbledore. But who could match such a dignified performance by such a decorated actor? Thankfully, Sir Michael Gambon proved himself more than capable of stepping into Dumbledore's magical shoes. His take on the Hogwarts headmaster was noticeably more energetic, known for lines like,
Harry, you put your name in a goblet of fire.
No, sir.
Much like Harris, Gambon had a prolific career before joining the Wizarding world. He made the jump from stage to screen, won 4 BAFTA awards, and appeared in films like The Cook, The Thief, His Wife and Her Lover, and Gosford Park. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth in 1998. Gambon died on September 27, 2023. His family published a statement reading, "Beloved husband and father, Michael died peacefully in hospital with his wife Anne and son Fergus at his bedside, following a bout of pneumonia. Michael was 82.
Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times.
The de facto ruler of UK witches and wizards during the early events of the Harry Potter saga is Minister of Magic Cornelius Fudge, as played by Robert Hardy. Largely ineffectual and prone to ignore the warning signs that Voldemort is rising again, Fudge makes a whole lot of serious blunders over the course of the series. Hardy played Fudge in 4 Harry Potter films, but that wasn't the only recurring role he was known for. After his breakout role in the 1970s series, All Creatures Great and Small, he found himself a niche playing UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill in different productions. He did so at least 8 times. In August 2017, Hardy's family told the BBC that the actor had died at the age of 91. When Harry arrives at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, he's subjected to a bit of housekeeping that defines his entire tenure at the school. Will he be a Gryffindor, a Ravenclaw, a Hufflepuff, or a Slytherin? That's a question that only the Sorting Hat can answer.
Better be Gryffindor!
While the Sorting Hat was obviously brought to life with CGI, its voice belongs to English character actor Leslie Phillips. Phillips began his film career in 1938 and became most popular for the movie series Carry On. In 2011, Deathly Hallows Part 2 ended up being one of his final big-screen credits. After a long, prolific career and a life well-lived, Phillips died in his sleep at the age of 98. Harry Potter faces plenty of hardship throughout his life, and in his pre-Hogwarts years, most of that turmoil is caused by the Dursleys, a trio of extended family members with whom Harry spends an incredibly unhappy childhood. After his parents are killed by Voldemort, Harry must live with his mother's sister, Petunia, her awful husband, Vernon, and their dreadful son, Dudley, all of whom hate Harry for his magical ability and make his life as miserable as possible.
Any funny business, any at all, and you won't have any meals for a week.
As such, when it came time to cast the Dursleys, producers saw fit to cast Fiona Shaw and Richard Griffiths, 2 titans of the British stage and screen, as Petunia and Vernon, respectively. In addition to working on the Potter films, Griffiths teamed up with Daniel Radcliffe to appear on stage in Equus from 2007 to 2009 on both London's West End and Broadway. But unfortunately, their working relationship was cut too short far too soon. Griffiths lost his life to complications from heart surgery in 2013. After losing his friend and co-star, Radcliffe led a touching tribute to the legendary actor, saying he was, quote, proud to say he knew him. Plenty of legendary actors appeared in the Harry Potter film series, and few were more well-renowned than John Hurt. As Harry goes shopping in Diagon Alley, he meets the mysterious, enigmatic Ollivander, the man who provides wands to the entire magical community and tells him an important secret about his own wand.
I wondered when I'd be seeing you, Mr. Potter.
Thanks to a magical bond between Harry and Voldemort, the wand that has chosen the young wizard shares a core with Voldemort's, creating a lifelong connection. Hurt played Ollivander in a handful of Potter films, including the first and last, but you might also recognize this stalwart actor from V for Vendetta and Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, as well as a short stint as the War Doctor on Doctor Who, and more. Hurt became a Knight of the Order of the British Empire in 2015 for services to drama, but sadly he passed away only a few years later in 2017 from complications from pancreatic cancer. As the matriarch of the wealthy Malfoy family, Narcissa Malfoy, as played by Helen McCrory, didn't have the largest physical presence in the Harry Potter films, but she was a vital character nonetheless. Despite outwardly supporting Voldemort and his cronies, including her Death Eater husband Lucius, Narcissa only has one concern: the welfare of her beloved son Draco. During the Battle of Hogwarts, she lies to her master in exchange for information on Draco's whereabouts in the battle, proving that her love for her son comes first no matter what. McCrory also had important roles in the shows Peaky Blinders and Penny Dreadful during her lifetime. Sadly, she passed away in April of 2021 due to complications from cancer, as confirmed by her husband, Damian Lewis. She was just 52 years old. A gardener for the infamous Riddle family, Frank Bryce finds himself framed for their murder, which was actually committed by the future Voldemort, of course. While he's not in prison due to lack of evidence, he lives a solitary life until the Dark Lord returns to finish what he started. Comedian Erik Sykes, who played Bryce in Goblet of Fire, had an impressive entertainment career pre-Potter. He starred in sitcoms bearing his name and appeared in dozens of films and shows from the 1950s to 2010. On July 4th, 2012, Sykes died with his family by his side at age 89. One of the many magical ways wizards and witches can get around is via the Night Bus, an enchanted double-decker bus that speeds through the streets of London at frightening speed. Muggles never seemed to notice the Night Bus, nor its driver, Ernie Prang. Ernie had his sole appearance in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and was played by Jimmy Gardner. Gardner appeared in dozens of British productions dating back to the 1960s, with Prisoner of Azkaban being one of his final roles. Gardner died on May 3, 2010, at 85 years old. After Harry is officially introduced to the magical world by Rubeus Hagrid, his first official entry into wizardry is when Hagrid takes him to Diagon Alley, the magical street where witches and wizards can buy all the supplies they need for spells, potion making, and more. In an otherwise nondescript Muggle street in London, Harry discovers the Leaky Cauldron, a pub that seems to go totally unnoticed by any non-magical folk. As the bartender of the Leaky Cauldron, Tom is an important background character.
Bless my soul. It's Harry Potter.
Tom only appeared briefly in the film series, but in the first film, he was played by British actor Derek Deadman. Throughout his career, Deadman appeared in a variety of high-profile projects. Deadman passed away in 2014 at the age of 74 from complications from diabetes, leaving the Leaky Cauldron permanently unmanned. Of course, the world of Harry Potter isn't all heroes. Voldemort has plenty of bad guys under his thumb, one of whom is the dangerous werewolf, Fenrir Greyback. A ruthless and hungry monster, Greyback bites for fun to create a new army of werewolves. Greyback required a particularly imposing actor, and Dave Legeno was up to the task. A trained mixed martial artist proficient in everything from Muay Thai to judo to boxing to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Legeno passed away in 2014 during a hike in Death Valley, reportedly from problems caused by the extreme heat. In the franchise's fourth installment, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry finds himself faced with an entirely new challenge. After his name is somehow placed in the champion-choosing Goblet of Fire for a multi-school Triwizard tournament, Harry must compete, much to everyone's chagrin. Throughout the tournament, he encounters Barty Crouch Sr., a strict, high-ranking ministry director overseeing the operations of the tournament. However, what Harry learns later about Crouch is that he has a tragic past. His son, Barty Crouch Jr., played by David Tennant, was previously arrested with a group of Death Eaters, and he has returned with Voldemort's help to exact revenge upon his father. Since Barty Crouch Sr. is such an established member of the Ministry, it stands to reason that a veteran actor like Roger Lloyd Pack would be the one to play him. Pack worked extensively on British television before he passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2014. When it comes to magical creatures in the Harry Potter universe, few are more mysterious than house elves. Harry ends up with much more than he bargained for when he ends up owning Kreacher, a surly house elf who once belonged to his late godfather, Sirius Black. After Sirius's death, Harry inherited ownership of Kreacher, but it took Kreacher time to warm to him. Visually, Kreacher was an entirely computer-generated character, but he was voiced by Timothy Bateson, an established voice actor. Voicing Kreacher in the fifth movie, Order of the Phoenix, was Bateson's last role before he passed away in 2009. For the rest of the series, Kreacher was voiced by Simon McBurney. As Harry enters Diagon Alley for the first time, one of his first stops is Gringotts, the vast wizarding bank that holds some of the magical world's most closely held treasures and secrets. Just to add to its mystique, Gringotts is guarded by goblins, which are easily the most secretive and cryptic magical creatures in Harry's world. And one of the first goblins Harry meets is Griphook, who leads him down into Gringotts' dark and well-guarded vaults. Though Griphook returns in later films, he's played by a different actor as the series continues. In the first movie, Verne Troyer portrays the prominent goblin.
And does Mr. Harry Potter have his key?
Troyer has a fairly extensive film and television resume, but most people likely know him best as Mini-Me to Mike Myers' Dr. Evil in the Austin Powers franchise. Tragically, Troyer passed away in 2018. His death was later ruled a suicide. However, his performances in everything from Harry Potter to Austin Powers will live on forever. When Harry arrives at Hogwarts, the magic within the school astounds him. Food appears on tables as if by magic. He can wave a wand and make anything happen. The staircases change frequently, and in an unnerving twist, the paintings on the wall move and talk. One of those paintings, Fat Lady, is in charge of guarding the entrance to Gryffindor Tower, and in the films, she was played by British actress Elizabeth Spriggs. A Shakespearean actress, Spriggs only made an appearance in the first film before her untimely death in 2008. Dawn French replaced Spriggs as the Fat Lady, popping up in 2004's Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.